I want to hit just a couple of the specific like points that the research makes here.
Yeah, because we've been alluding to the idea that it's bad, but
Yes.
there is research that says it's bad, right?
Yes, there's lots of research that says it is bad. I'm not going to go through sort of the laundry list of studies here, but I will tell you like the outcomes that it finds. So remote learning on average, and when we say remote learning here, we mean like distance-based Zoom video learning that does not have an actual like human to human interactive component, right? Across various definitions of what that means. It is worse for student achievement, material retention, students' mental health, students' social development. This is a particular problem for elementary and high school age children. And then it's actually, in certain ways, bad for equity and access. Because although we talked about the elements of access earlier, non-traditionally aged students, people who have had a different educational pathway, it is the case that people and families who make less money are less likely to have access to the things that you need in order to make this digital first education possible. 41% of families who are making less than $30,000 a year do not have a computer in the home. And 43% of families who are making less than $30,000 a year do not have reliable home internet. In contrast to the kinds of access benefits that remote learning can have for some people, for these groups of people, especially for young students, where the educational process is perhaps at its most vital stage, digital first education strategies are actually less accessible for these folks than one where material is delivered primarily or only in person. And this doesn't just show up in the United States, lest anyone believe this is like education researchers from the United States trying to pull some sort of like political, political trick to try to get more funding for education or whatever. We see we have research on these outcomes, and we see basically the same outcomes in countries all around the world, from Brazil to Japan to Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. Like all of them have had similar impacts of this Zoom and remote-based learning. The upshot being, I think, that Zoom is just simply not a substitute for classroom-based instruction, classroom-based learning. It's just not. It really isn't. And as much as it might have ancillary benefits for certain students, for others, we need to think about curtailing the practice.